Okay, now that we have looked through sites you can use to find your parts and forums to help solve your questions you might have, we're going to start looking at the actual parts of the computer. What we're going to look at is more specifically are barebones kits and decide whether or not you actually need or a barebone kit would benefit you if you're just a beginner or not. Um, I like Tiger Direct mostly for looking at barebones. I've never actually bought a barebones kit before because it always ended up working out better to not buy one. But in some people's cases, it could be cheaper in the long run because Tiger Direct periodically puts on super good deals. Like recently, the hard drive prices like double, tripled in price because of the floods over in Asia, and because of the barebones kits, you get like a terabyte hard drive, and like for like if you add up all those parts separate, it'll end up being cheaper because of the hard drive price. So sometimes it can be cheaper, but let's find the barebones kits. Okay. Usually AMD is cheaper. Usually, if you want a barebones kit, you probably get in the bottom of the line. Like you're not going to be overclocking. You just want a computer like um, casual games, maybe like or web browsing. Just a general overall cheap computer that works pretty fast. It's probably what you're going to get a barebones kit for. So there's like all these like pre-assembled high-end ones. I would recommend not if you're buying something this expensive as a barebone kit. Don't do it because it's definitely should be cheaper buying those separate because um, some parts might be overkill, some parts might not be. You might already have one part and you might not have another part. It's just they usually overkill, especially since for me Tiger Direct you have to pay tax, and so that adds another fee onto what you're already paying here. And you have to deal with more rebates usually with barebones as well. If you don't like rebates, then maybe it's, just don't do a barebones. You might still have a rebate here and there with the normal kit, but that's about it. I'm just gonna start, I guess, look at AMDs since the cheapest, since these are probably AMD processors are perfectly fine for your general overall computer and like lighter gaming and just general stuff. For instance, you can look through. Let's look at the cheapest one instead of the most popular. For instance, this one includes a just a basic case. It has a little grill on the side and fan inputs, and it's just a case that works. ATX case. It has a 450-watt power supply that comes with it. I don't think it's anything special by the looks of it. The thing that's special about this kit, for its $200, is the fact that it has the Phenom 6 core, which is actually one of AMD's fastest processors right now. Their 8 cores aren't really any much faster than this processor is, which is very this is a very adequate processor for doing almost anything. If you learn how to overclock later, even this probably could overclock this motherboard. I'm not wasn't sure how much or if at all really, because some of the lower end motherboards like this one's pretty low end. It's not the lowest I've seen, but they restrict features like that because they're not built to increase CPU speed like the more expensive motherboards are. So you have to look at stuff like that. You could always replace the motherboard for like $100 down the road if you wanted to. You can replace the motherboard and like get a 50% processor speed increase if you do that, or maybe 150 for the motherboard. Depends. But then you got 4 gigs RAM for the general user. 4 gigabytes is all you need, and stuff like that. I mean, truthfully, it's hard for me to explain a lot about barebones kits to use until you kind of like ask on forums, figure out what you personally need in a computer. Like if you, like I said, you're web browsing, Facebook, YouTube, maybe like some flash games online, maybe some low-end games. I don't know, like Minecraft, for instance, is a good example. Something like Minecraft. Um, Nothing like Skyrim, but like Minecraft. Maybe Counter-Strike, since it's an older game. The Source games, those are run fairly well, even on integrated graphics. Like stuff like that. Like these would be perfect for um, because the processor's good, and sometimes you can even you go up a little bit more. You have old regular hard drives in these. Sometimes you can get a they have a deal. You sign up for the mailing list for like $300. You can get a good quad core processor and an SSD, which is only 60 gig. But then you can go buy a separate hard drive for your media. But it's very recommended to buy an SSD over a regular hard drive because it's a night and day performance difference. But if you have any questions, comment below. I'm sorry if this really didn't help you much, but I hope it did. And remember to use Google Forms and everything else, and continue on to the next video. Thanks for watching.